In the depths of Spain's Cantabrian mountains lies a window into humanity's primal past, the Altamira cave paintings. These 14,000-year-old masterpieces not only redefine our understanding of prehistoric art, but also whisper secrets of our collective heritage. As we step into the flickering torchlight of this ancient world, the very essence of human creativity and expression awaits, frozen in time. In the late 19th century, a young Spanish nobleman and amateur archaeologist, Marcelino Sanz de Sautuola, had been exploring the rolling hills and verdant valleys of the Cantabrian mountains. His fascination with the region's prehistoric past led him to scour the countryside for signs of ancient human habitation. On a warm summer day in 1879, Sautuola stumbled upon a modest entrance to a cave, tucked away in a secluded valley near the town of Santillana del Mar. The cave, known as Altamira, would soon become the focal point of his life's work and the catalyst for a revolution in our understanding of prehistoric art. As Sautuola ventured deeper into the cave, he was accompanied by his young daughter, Maria. The air inside was stale, and the darkness was only alleviated by the faint glow of their candles. The sound of dripping water echoed through the cavernous space, creating an otherworldly atmosphere. It was on this initial foray that Sautuola's daughter, Maria, first spotted the vibrant colors and enigmatic shapes that adorned the cave's ceiling. Her excited whispers drew her father's attention to the extraordinary images which seemed to dance across the rocky surface. The discovery of these ancient paintings sparked a flurry of excitement within Sautuola, who recognized the significance of his find. He began to meticulously document the artwork, making detailed sketches and notes about the various images that adorn the cave walls. The depictions of bison, horses, and other Ice Age fauna were not only exquisite but also seemed to defy the conventional wisdom of the time regarding the capabilities of prehistoric humans. Sautuola's initial findings were met with a mix of skepticism and fascination by the academic community. Many scholars of the era believed that prehistoric humans were incapable of producing such sophisticated artwork, and some even suggested that the paintings might be the work of modern forgers. Undeterred by these criticisms, Sautuola continued to study the cave and its contents, driven by an insatiable curiosity about the lives and cultures of the people who created these enigmatic images. As news of the Altamira cave paintings spread, a growing circle of scholars and enthusiasts began to take notice. One such individual was the French archaeologist Émile Cartier-Hac, who would later play a pivotal role in verifying the authenticity of the paintings. The Cantabrian Mountains, with their lush vegetation and winding rivers, had long been home to a diverse array of human populations. The Altamira cave paintings, as a window into this rich cultural heritage, would soon become a focal point for scholars seeking to unravel the complexities of prehistoric human experience. As the news of Altamira's discovery spread, Émile Cartier-Hac, a prominent French archaeologist, became increasingly intrigued by Sautuola's findings. Cartier-Hac had spent years studying the prehistoric artifacts of France and Spain, and he was well aware of the skepticism surrounding Sautuola's claims. In 1902, Cartier-Hac decided to visit Altamira, accompanied by his colleague, Henri Breuil, a young and talented archaeologist who would later become a leading expert in the field of prehistoric art. Together, they carefully examined the cave paintings, taking detailed notes and making meticulous sketches of the images. Cartier-Hac's initial reaction was one of awe and wonder. He was struck by the vivid colors and the sheer scale of the paintings, which seemed to cover every available surface of the cave ceiling. As he gazed upon the depictions of bison, horses, and deer, he couldn't help but feel a sense of reverence for the ancient artists who had created these masterpieces. Breuil, on the other hand, was more focused on the technical aspects of the paintings, carefully studying the techniques used by the prehistoric artists to create the images. During their visit, Cartier-Hac and Breuil noticed that the paintings were not limited to the main chamber of the cave. They also discovered a series of smaller, more intricate images in the narrower passages and side chambers. These images, often referred to as secondary or peripheral paintings, appeared to be more stylized and abstract than the larger, more realistic depictions found in the main chamber. This discovery led Cartier-Hac and Breuil to speculate about the possible meanings and functions of these smaller images, which seemed to defy easy interpretation. As Cartier-Hac and Breuil delved deeper into their research, they began to develop a more nuanced understanding of the Altamira cave paintings. They recognized that the images were not simply decorative or aesthetic, but rather, they seemed to convey a complex set of messages and meanings that were deeply rooted in the culture and traditions of the prehistoric people who created them. This realization sparked a new wave of interest in the study of prehistoric art, as scholars began to appreciate the sophistication and complexity of these ancient cultures. The visit by Cartailhac and Breuil marked a turning point in the study of Altamira, as it helped to establish the cave paintings as a legitimate and important area of research. Their work also laid the foundation for future studies, which would continue to uncover the secrets of the Altamira cave paintings and shed new light on the lives and cultures of the prehistoric people who created them. As the years passed, Altamira would become an iconic symbol of human creativity and expression, inspiring generations of scholars, artists, and enthusiasts alike. In the aftermath of Cartailhac's visit, Sautuola's discovery gained widespread recognition, and the Altamira cave paintings were finally acknowledged as authentic examples of prehistoric art. The Spanish government, recognizing the significance of the site, took steps to protect and conserve the cave paintings, ensuring that they would be preserved for future generations to study and appreciate. As the news of Altamira's discovery spread, scholars from around the world began to take notice, and the cave paintings became a focal point for research into the lives and cultures of prehistoric humans. The early 20th century saw a surge in interest in prehistoric archaeology, with scholars like Cartailhac, Breuil, and others working tirelessly to uncover the secrets of sites like Altamira. The development of new techniques and methodologies, such as stratigraphy and radiocarbon dating, allowed researchers to reconstruct the chronology of prehistoric cultures with greater precision, providing a more nuanced understanding of the complex social, cultural, and environmental factors that shaped human history. As research into the Altamira cave paintings continued, scholars began to explore the broader context in which they were created. They examined the geology and ecology of the Cantabrian Mountains, seeking to understand the environmental conditions that supported the lives of prehistoric humans. They also studied the archaeological record, searching for clues about the technological, social, and cultural developments that characterized the Upper Paleolithic period, during which the Altamira cave paintings were created. The study of Altamira's geology, in particular, proved to be a fruitful area of research. Scholars discovered that the cave's unique limestone formation had been shaped by millions of years of erosion, creating a complex network of passages and chambers that provided a stable and sheltered environment for prehistoric humans. The cave's location, near the mouth of the Sella River, also offered access to a rich array of natural resources, including fish, game, and plant foods, which would have supported the lives of the people who created the paintings. As researchers delved deeper into the geology of Altamira, they began to collaborate with specialists from other fields, including paleoclimatology and archaeobotany. One such expert was the French archaeologist and prehistorian André Leroy-Gourhan, who had been studying the Upper Paleolithic period in Europe. In the 1950s and 1960s, Leroy-Gourhan conducted a series of excavations at Altamira, focusing on the cave's stratigraphy and the distribution of archaeological finds within its chambers. His work helped to clarify the chronology of the site and shed light on the technological and cultural developments of the prehistoric humans who created the paintings. Leroy-Gourhan's research also highlighted the importance of considering the Altamira cave paintings within their broader environmental context. He noted that the paintings depicted a range of animal species, including bison, horses, and deer, which were likely present in the surrounding region during the Upper Paleolithic period. By studying the fossil record and analyzing pollen samples from the cave's sediments, researchers could reconstruct the vegetation patterns and climate conditions of the time. This information, in turn, provided valuable insights into the lives and subsistence strategies of the prehistoric humans who inhabited the area. In the 1970s, a team of Spanish researchers led by the archaeologist Joaquín González Echegaray conducted a comprehensive study of the cave's archaeology and geology. Their work involved a detailed analysis of the cave stratigraphy, including the excavation of new trenches and the re-examination of earlier excavations. The team also employed new techniques such as radiocarbon dating and palynology to reconstruct the site's chronology and environmental context. González Echegarí's research helped to establish a more precise timeline for the creation of the Altamira cave paintings, which were now dated to between 14,000 and 12,000 years ago. The 1970s also saw a growing interest in the conservation and management of the Altamira site. As the cave's popularity grew, so did concerns about the impact of tourism on the delicate environment and the fragile paintings. In response, the Spanish authorities implemented measures to limit visitor numbers and control the conditions within the cave. A new entrance was built, and the original entrance was sealed to prevent damage from external factors such as weathering and pollution. The conservation efforts were led by experts like the Spanish archaeologist María José García Martínez, who worked tirelessly to develop strategies for preserving the site and its contents for future generations. As conservation efforts continued, researchers began to explore new ways of analyzing and interpreting the Altamira cave paintings. One area of focus was the study of the paintings' techniques and materials. Scientists like the French archaeologist Michel Menu used advanced technologies such as infrared reflectography and scanning electron microscopy to examine the pigments and binding agents used in the paintings. These studies revealed a high degree of sophistication and craftsmanship in the creation of the paintings, which were likely made using a combination of natural pigments such as iron oxide and carbonates and animal-derived binders like egg or fat. As the study of the Altamira cave paintings' techniques and materials continued, researchers began to explore the symbolic and cultural significance of the artwork. One notable expert in this field was the Spanish archaeologist Jesús Altuna, who had been studying the cave's paintings since the 1970s. Altuna's work focused on the iconography and symbolism of the paintings, and he identified several recurring themes, including the depiction of animals such as bison, horses, and deer, which were likely important for the subsistence and spiritual practices of the prehistoric humans who created the paintings. In the 1980s, Altuna collaborated with other researchers, including the French archaeologist Annette Laming-Empereur, to conduct a comprehensive analysis of the cave's artwork. Their study involved a detailed examination of the painting's composition, technique, and symbolism, as well as an analysis of the cave's stratigraphy and the distribution of archaeological finds within its chambers. This research provided valuable insights into the cultural and symbolic context of the Altamira cave paintings and helped to shed light on the lives and beliefs of the prehistoric humans who created them. One of the key findings of Altuna and Laming-Empereur's research was the identification of a complex symbolism surrounding the depiction of animals in the cave paintings. For example, the bison, which is one of the most commonly depicted animals in the cave, was found to be associated with themes of fertility, abundance, and spiritual power. Similarly, the horse, which is also frequently depicted, was linked to ideas of mobility, freedom, and hunting prowess. These findings suggested that the Altamira cave paintings were not simply decorative or representational, but rather formed part of a complex symbolic system that reflected the spiritual, cultural, and subsistence practices of the prehistoric humans who created them. As research into the symbolism and cultural significance of the Altamira cave paintings continued, other experts began to explore the possibility of a broader geographical and cultural context for the artwork. One such researcher was the American archaeologist David Lewis Williams, who had been studying the rock art of southern Africa and its possible connections to the cave paintings of Europe. In the 1980s, Lewis Williams proposed a theory that the Altamira cave paintings, along with other examples of prehistoric rock art, were part of a larger cultural and symbolic tradition that spanned the Upper Paleolithic world. Lewis Williams' theory was based on his observation of similarities in the symbolism, technique, and composition of rock art from different regions, including Europe, Africa, and Asia. He argued that these similarities reflected a shared cultural and cognitive framework among prehistoric humans, which was expressed through the creation of symbolic and ritualistic artwork. This theory sparked a lively debate among researchers, with some arguing that the similarities between rock art traditions were due to independent development, while others saw them as evidence of cultural exchange and diffusion. The study of the Altamira cave paintings continued to evolve in the 1990s with the introduction of new technologies and methodologies. One notable example was the use of digital imaging and computer-aided design (CAD) software to create detailed three-dimensional models of the cave and its artwork. This research was led by the Spanish archaeologist Pedro Cantalejo, who used these technologies to recreate the cave's layout and simulate the conditions under which the paintings were created. Cantalejo's work provided new insights into the composition and symbolism of the paintings, as well as the techniques and materials used by the prehistoric artists. As the 21st century began, research into the Altamira cave paintings continued to expand, with new discoveries and findings shedding light on the lives and cultures of the prehistoric humans who created them. One significant development was the discovery of new cave art sites in northern Spain, including the nearby caves of El Castillo and Las Monedas. These sites contained artwork that was similar in style and technique to the Altamira cave paintings, and provided further evidence of a complex and widespread cultural tradition in the region. The study of these new sites was led by researchers such as the Spanish archaeologist José Luis Sanchidrián, who conducted excavations and analyses at El Castillo and Las Monedas. Sanchidrián's work focused on the stratigraphy and chronology of the sites, as well as the symbolism and cultural significance of the artwork. His research provided valuable insights into the development and spread of cave art in northern Spain and helped to shed light on the social, cultural, and economic contexts in which it was created. As research into the Altamira cave paintings and other examples of prehistoric rock art continued, new technologies and methodologies were being developed to aid in the analysis and interpretation of the artwork. One notable example was the use of radiocarbon dating and other chronometric techniques to establish a more precise timeline for the creation of the paintings. This research was led by experts, such as the American archaeologist Richard Klein, who used these techniques to date the artwork at Altamira and other sites in northern Spain. As the 21st century progressed, the study of the Altamira cave paintings continued to advance with new technologies and methodologies. In 2012, a team of researchers led by Spanish archaeologist José Luis Sanchidrián conducted a comprehensive analysis of the cave's artwork using cutting-edge techniques such as X-ray fluorescence and scanning electron microscopy. This research provided new insights into the composition and structure of the paintings, revealing previously unknown details about the materials and techniques used by the prehistoric artists. Meanwhile, the conservation efforts at Altamira continue to be a major focus, with a team of experts working to preserve the delicate artwork and fragile cave environment. In 2015, the Spanish government launched a major restoration project aimed at reducing the impact of tourism on the cave and its contents. The project included the creation of a new visitor center and the implementation of strict access controls to limit the number of visitors and prevent damage to the artwork. In 2018, a team of researchers from the University of Cantabria published a groundbreaking study on the genetic analysis of ancient human remains found in the Altamira cave. The study revealed that the individuals who created the cave paintings were part of a larger population that migrated to Europe from Africa during the Upper Paleolithic period. This discovery shed new light on the origins and migration patterns of early humans in Europe and provided a fascinating glimpse into the lives of the people who created the Altamira cave paintings. As research into the Altamira cave paintings continued, attention turned to the neighboring cave of El Castillo, where archaeologists had discovered a series of ancient engravings and paintings. In 2020, a team of researchers led by Spanish archaeologist Pedro Cantalejo announced the discovery of a previously unknown section of the cave containing a stunning array of prehistoric artwork. The discovery sparked widespread excitement in the scientific community and highlighted the ongoing importance of the Altamira region as a hub for archaeological research and discovery. In recent years, the study of the Altamira cave paintings has become increasingly interdisciplinary, with researchers from fields such as anthropology, sociology, and cognitive science contributing to our understanding of the artwork and its context. The development of new technologies, such as artificial intelligence and machine learning, has also opened up new avenues for research, enabling scientists to analyze the paintings in unprecedented detail and shed new light on the lives and cultures of the people who created them. Today, the Altamira cave paintings remain one of the most significant and fascinating examples of prehistoric art in the world, continuing to inspire scientific research, artistic appreciation, and wonder at the achievements of our ancient ancestors. The cave and its contents are carefully preserved and protected, ensuring that future generations will be able to marvel at the beauty and significance of this incredible cultural treasure. The discovery and study of these paintings have not only shed light on the lives of our prehistoric ancestors, but have also inspired generations of artists, scientists, and thinkers. The Altamira cave paintings stand as a testament to the boundless creativity and ingenuity of the human spirit, reminding us that even in the darkest depths of time, there is always beauty, always wonder, and always a story worth telling. Thank you for joining me throughout this historical journey. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.